again! Bet you didn't expect me to return here so quickly. Well, the end dimension transformation I showcased in the last video took over 9 months to complete, and the video took about a month and a half to record and edit. So I'm pretty eager to add new things to my Minecraft Forever world. The project I want to do is fill in this blank area here in front of my castle. This is my spawn point if you're new to the series, and I want to build a medieval town square. So I'll be building villager shops here in connected row houses with upstairs apartments for the villies to sleep in. I plan to use a variety of colors of wood to differentiate the look and feel of each building, and I would definitely like one of them to utilize the new pale wood in 1.21.4. That means I need to fly around and find the new pale garden biome in my world, but my gunpowder has been running a little low. That's because the gas farm I was using for gunpowder no longer works, so I went through the nether portal and tore down the kill chamber in the overworld first. Then I returned to the nether and tore down the gas spawning platforms and portals, and I set up a beacon to help with demolition. Then I created and gathered up all the resources I needed to build a farm designed by a YouTuber named Mazecraft. This uses an extremely old mob farm design, which I'm surprised still works so well. We built it 128 blocks over the surface of an ocean to increase the spawning efficiency. The walls are built out of stairs, and the entire farm is surrounded by bottom half slabs to increase pack spawning mechanics. Then we cover all the roofs and drop-offs with trapdoors to spawn only creepers and trick them into dropping into the water chutes. This farm is built now and it's working great. This can be easily converted from AFK platform to XP grinder. I installed a simple redstone line to close off the drop chute, allowing me to light the soul campfires for AFK mode or to douse them for XP grinder mode. Creepers explode instantly if you light them with flint and steel accidentally while you're lighting these campfires, so that's why it's important to block off the drop chute in order to light the campfires back up. In AFK mode, I tested this and I got about 2,500 gunpowder per hour based on a 15-minute test and a little bit of math. In XP grinder mode, I managed to get about 5,400 per hour with a loyalty 3 sword like you see me using here. So for a server, I don't know, you might need something bigger in order to make all the gunpowder you need, but as you can see here, for a single player, this farm is completely OP. And after I close off the chamber, here's how you light it back up. Good thing I included a bunch of flint and steel here so I can do it quickly. And you just open it back up, and they go back to dying automatically. Making the sticky pistons for my little redstone mod to this farm made me realize I need a farm for slime balls. Previously, I was planning to go find a swamp and build a slime farm there. However, since 1.20, we now have access to make a potion of oozing, which converts enemies into slimes, and I've been eager to try that out. I've used almost all of my slime balls to make this one slime block. And this one slime block allows me to make 3 potions of oozing. I have to use these very wisely. After watching a tutorial video by Big Booty 17, I believe I'm ready to take a crack at building an oozing slime farm that will basically supply me with more slime than I will ever use in a single player world. I'm going to build it here across from my iron farm in what I like to think of as the industrial district, but is kind of empty. kill chamber is below ground and the spawning mechanism is above. This farm allows you to generate a massive number of snow golems, and then it automatically kills them while a potion of oozing is active, spawning and killing 2 medium slimes per golem. Alright, and it's all finished. Though I'm not sure if I've shared this with you before, but every time it rains, it snows here on top of my castle. That's because it's in a stony shore biome. Every time that it rains, I just use my shovel to go out here, collect all the snow, and turn it into snow blocks. As a result, I have plenty of snow in order to power our new slime farm. I believe I'm all ready to try it out now. So according to the video, you step up here so that you are looking at these 2 pistons and you place blocks against them. It will basically create a snow golem and it will push it over there. Its head will be up here in this little catch mechanism up top here. And the pumpkin will be sheared off and will be recycled over here into this dispenser, which is pretty efficient. However, this requires that you remap your controls. So I need to go into my keybinds here and I need to change jump to the right button and I need to change block place to the space button. That way I can hold it down and spam it fast enough to get the snow blocks out in order to make all the snow golems. Otherwise they'll just fall down into here and die. Okay, I am ready to try this out. Are you ready? I hope this works. Otherwise, this whole take is going to be a big dud and I have to do it again. All right, let's go. All right, so I'm very carefully going to try to switch my item slots right here. It worked. All right, like when it gets down to like 2, I'm going to roll it to the next slot because that worked out pretty great. So we're just going to keep making these. And now, yes, it's working very, very well just to switch my item slots. The first time it doesn't, though, it's probably going to mess up everything. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we lost one of the snowmen, but that's all right. I can't for the life of me figure out why entity cramming isn't a factor here, but apparently it isn't. So we're going to do this last stack of snow blocks. As you can see, I've gotten a few. I'm not worried about it, though. I think I have plenty of snowmen out here. All right, so now we press... whoops, okay, so yeah, so I'm going to need to switch my controls back because I am not nearly smart enough to coordinate that. We just hit the reset button on these 2, and we're done. All right, now we press this button and flip this switch. All right, and there they go. There they go. They are turning into slimes down there. That is awesome. Oh, they're turning into slimes faster. They're starting to change up here, and there's snowballs just pouring out of there. I'm starting to get some. Oh, what is with this guy? This guy got out somehow. A couple of them are throwing snowballs. I don't know how. I wonder how the guy got out of there. It looks like they're able to fall off the back here. I don't see any other snow golems got out. Wow, this is just getting choked. Look at all those slimes falling down there. Okay, that's it. They've all gone down, so I'm going to turn this off. And the slimes are still falling down here. Oh, what is this guy doing? Get out of there. Okay, there's all the slimes stacked up. I'm going to kill that guy. Whoop. Looks like one of the slimes popped out there, and there we go. Oh my gosh. Oh, it hit my frame rate a little bit. Wow, I'm lagging a little bit. Let's look at my frame rate. Oh my god, I dove from... My typical is about 144 FPS, and I dove down for just a second there. Oh my gosh. Holy cow, my inventory is full, and all of that is full. Okay, I'm going to need a minute to sort this out, but I'm still... Look at all this XP I'm getting. Holy crow! This is crazy. I might not be able to pick up all of the items here because I'm still standing here getting all of this XP. Holy cow. Alright, I think that's it. I think I finally got everything. Hopefully I was able to collect it all before it despawned, and I'm still getting XP out of here. Holy crow. That's it. That's finally it. I'll have to go back and watch the playback in order to see how many levels I got and Let's see. Okay, so that is 2 shulker boxes full. So after that final tally, I have all of my snow blocks back, and I have 2 shulker boxes plus like almost 4 stacks of slime balls. I mean, that is quite literally more slime than I will probably ever use in my entire single player world. So big congratulations to Big Booty 17. This is a fantastic farm, which I may never need to use again. So the next step for me here is to replace all of the dirt blocks and the ground blocks with stone blocks and give this more of an industrial feel. And then I want to enclose this entire farm in an industrial building that'll suit my industrial area. However, in outlining my building, I've only gotten back to here, so we're definitely going to need some more packed mud blocks. So I have this mud factory by Il Mango. It's his design down here in my ravine. And while I was in the middle of making all the mud blocks that I need for my industrial build, I thought, hey, this should probably be in my industrial area. So I decided I'm going to move it over there too. In fact, aside from like the wooden structures and the caves that I've dug, this entire ravine, especially the upper part, could use some additional work and remodeling. And now it's all done. No, I don't want to spend a lot of time or waste your viewer time with a bunch of time lapses. So I wanted to definitely make another building just like the iron farm, which I now have marked as an iron farm. This is marked as my slime farm. This is like a nice garage or shutter door that should open up. And as you can see, there's a little path over here to the side that actually goes indoors. And right here we have a little brewing station where we can make more splash potions of oozing. Had to look at it to remember the name. And yeah, back here is the dispenser. Yeah, I still haven't quite figured out why some of them are popping out there. I wonder if maybe I need another fence, like right there maybe, like up against this block. I'm not sure, but yeah, we continue to get some snowmen popping out. I went ahead and textured all of the walls down the chute and all the way around the floor down here. And down here, I cleared this area out and I built a little auto crafter to turn all of my snowballs that I collect back into snow blocks. This is actually the first time that I have used the new crafting block, and I tore down the mud farm over there in my ravine and I moved it in here. So everything is nicely contained and it's working again. And then I went to work on all of the ground here. I didn't want it to be green and lush looking. It has some green still at the fringes, but I wanted it to look well trampled and kind of muddy, and without using mud though. I didn't use any mud blocks. And then I created a path all the way up the hill here using spruce slabs, and spruce stairs all the way up to here. And then here is what I did to the ravine. This looks a lot better, and yeah, I switched out these buttons with levers just so that it's constantly powered and this is moving back and forth. I don't know, it's still kind of silly. I like the bridge crossing the ravine, but the fact that there's a minecart going back and forth here is kind of nuts. Yeah, so I replaced all of the dirt along the walls and I gave it a nice stone overlay, and I took all the stone blocks out that were in this area. It was kind of like a slope that went down. And I also knocked the wall back a little bit here too. Looks much better. Yeah, and I did a little remodeling work on this miner's hut over here. I took down the window coverings, which were kind of redundant since we've got the roof overlapping both the sides and the front. And also I reduced these windows to just one because we had this problem where like villagers were like coming over here and they were just kind of moving back and forth trying to get through the too high window, but they never could because, you know, villagers are stupid and all. But yeah, so that cleared that up. And now I just need to remodel those over there. Though both those buildings, I have the same kind of style going on where we're sort of trying to mix it together and it doesn't really work anymore. So I'll fix those up and I'll add some more buildings around the mining area here. And now we are all done with this. We remodeled the 2 houses we had, 3 houses, I should say, and we added 2 more on this side. And then on the far side of the ravine over here, we added 3 more houses, all facing different directions. 1 more facing the ravine and another one with its back to it, and then another house with its side. And of course, I textured the ground, added trees, and what do you know? Over there in the distance, looks like we've got some invaders sneaking up on us. Why wouldn't I use my castle walls to kill them all? I mean, that's why I built these, right? All right, so let's get up here, and then we see these guys. And dead. And dead. And dead. That is how you take care of invaders from the safety of your castle walls. Hopefully they didn't attack my iron farm. They were awfully close to it, and that's why I wanted to come over here and deal with them. Nope, everything looks good up there, but yeah, so here's another problem. Look at this big continuous storage, all the iron and posies draining down into the bottom. I definitely think my next crafter is going to be for this. I've been forming these blocks of iron manually here with my own crafter, but I can do it automatically now, and we can also sort out these poppies and have them automatically turn into bone meal rather than me converting them over here. And yes, as you can see in this area, I'm already starting to regrow some of the trees that I had cut down here. This area, with it being so steep, this won't be very good for building on, but we could definitely grow back our trees here and cover up this whole area in between the industrial area and our new mining colony. All of these trees add a very lush element to this mining area. This is probably the most lush mining area I've ever seen anyone build in Minecraft. This path just looks fantastic now. The fact that it is lined on both sides with trees really kind of cuts out negative space. All the space over there is filled now. It's not empty space, it's full space, it's vibrant space, and that's good. And over here in the iron farm, I have finished the changes to my storage system. It's a little bit hoppery. There's a lot of hoppers, but it is now making me blocks of iron. I'm not trying to store chests upon chests full of iron ingots. They are being put together here in the crafter, and this is just literally a 2-wide little system here, and over here we're getting bone meal. Yeah, what I built here in this 2-wide space is just the standard Impulse SV item filter right next to right on top of, I should say, the system that will basically take the signal strength from this crafter and compare it to the signal strength from this crafter, which is set to 8, as you can see here. And if there's a difference, as you just saw, it will make an iron block. The community of God's Cleave is almost complete, and now all that's left is to finally build the town square that I've been talking about right here in front of the castle. So directly across from the entrance of God's Cleave Castle, I'm going to build a series of connected European row houses that will function as villager shops, but also will have little apartments upstairs for them. If you're wondering what I mean by row houses, I think I'll go ahead and build one. And I'm going to build it for the cartographer class. Here inside the Great Hall of Castle Godscleave, I already have a villager trading hall with a lot of different professions, librarians, clerics, and all of the toolsmiths, and a couple of farmers. But what I don't have are cartographers, I don't have fletchers, I don't have some of the other classes, and I'm going to build a row house for each of them right here. right, so here's the first one, the cartographer's shop. And I've got a hanging sign out here. This is new for me, using hanging signs. These are very expensive, by the way. And once I get some cartographers in here, I'll hang a map right there, because you can only really see these hanging signs from the side, and you can't write on both sides. I'm actually maybe a little bit disappointed, but anyway, it's all decorated inside. I've got my stations in here. I even copied the carpet that is in the original cartographer's house, except the cartography station, of course, would be right there in the middle. I threw them in a cozy little fireplace, and then upstairs is the apartment, the living quarters. And yeah, I made sure to use daffodils and poppies in the build, because there was a garden outside of the cartographer's house by default. And so now I need to get 2 villagers in here at night. So I'm going to take out this wall, and I'm going to run a rail from the villager breeder that I built a long time ago and is underneath my castle. And here underneath Castle Godscleave, as I call it, this is my villager breeder. This is what I use to breed all of the villagers upstairs. And I think I have some windows on this side so you can see these guys in here. Let's go make sure they're okay. Hey there, buddy. Where's the other one? There's the other one. So I had stopped this by blocking their view of the beds. Yeah, here it is. So if I take out this piece of dirt, they should start breeding again. And then from here, I'm going to extend some rails, and I think we're going to come over here, and I'm probably going to go take them through this wall right there. Wow, that is really high, but that's okay. We don't want any enemies coming back through the wall here. So that's perfect. And I'm going to run a temporary rail system around the castle and back over to where we built the first of the row houses. And I'm going to build these one by one, and I'm going to get the villagers in there at night so that they immediately go to sleep in the beds. And then they will wake up in the morning, and hopefully they will take their cartographer station, and then I can trade with them and lock in those trades and lock in their professions before they lose them. One more note about it here. You probably noticed that I don't have the last row of roof. It cuts off right there. And that's because the next building is going to be built right up against the first one. As you all know, I'm doing this series in order to answer your questions. And so I thought it'd be a good time to answer a bonus question. This one comes to us from Michelle Toth, who commented about a month ago on my video for this farm that you see right behind me here. So Michelle's question here is, hey, does this still work in the newest version? And the answer is yes. Having the Soul Speed 3 enchantment on your boots is what allows you to cross the Soul Sand the fastest. And using a diamond hoe with Fortune 3 will help you pick more per stock. So let's just check this out. So if I break that, I got 3. I got 3. Looks like I got 2. And then I got 3. Now let's try it with the Fortune 3 hoe. All right, you got 3. Oh, I got 5 that time. Math is eluding me. That is 3. But that was like 5 that time. So as you can see, we're getting a lot more, or we at least have a chance to get a lot more when we use the Fortune 3 hoe. So yeah, still works. So the idea of this farm is that you just run across here and then run back. Whoops, looks like I missed the row here. And let's just cross this way and then back. All right, and now just for collection, we can press these buttons here and here, and it sends some carts down and back, and everything that they collect is funneled eventually into here. In order to fill this back up, we're going to need 2 stacks of nether wart, and we can just basically go, if we aim low enough, we can just place these very quickly. The house that will be next to this one will be the Fletcher's shop, and I would like for it to be red and white, just like a target. In order to have the white wood, I am going to go ahead and hunt down a pale garden somewhere here in my world and try to get myself some pale wood. It's unfortunate that none of the wandering traders who've come through have brought me any pale oak saplings. They have brought me some pale moss, and they've also brought me the flowers that open up at night, and those are cool, but I want to go and see this pale oak garden for myself. So this right here is the entrance to my end portal, and I'm hopeful that I will find one somewhere beyond these mountains. Not too far away, I hope. Oh, look, here is a dark forest. It's almost like the Pale Garden, in terms of lore, is like a dead version of the Dark Oak Forest. Yeah, I am not seeing a Pale Garden biome attached to this dark forest. That is unfortunate. Wait a minute, that's one. That's one up there. This is it. This is it, right? Yes, this is a Pale Garden biome. And unfortunately, it is night, and I hear that there is a witch somewhere in the vicinity that is ready to throw bottles at me. Oh, there's one. Oh, look, there's it. There it is. There's the creaking. This is an extremely, extremely tiny little Pale Garden biome. And it's not even connected to like a dark oak forest. Ooh, there's like some kind of a lava flow setting everything on fire. This area is kind of a hot mess. When I hit it with an arrow, look at all those particle effects. It's showing me which of the creaking hearts that it's attached to, right? I think it's called a creaking heart. It's inside the tree. And it's not going to move while I'm looking at it. Look, it moved. It moved a whole bunch. Now it's like right underneath me. You can see that thing running around down there. All right, I have cleaned out a whole bunch of monsters, and as long as I don't move around too much, I shouldn't aggravate a few more. It is cool that it gets highlighted. It gets the spectral glow. Those things are crazy. As soon as he can't see me, look at how it goes all crazy. That is just wicked. Look at it staring at me with those 3 evil eyes that glow in the dark. That's pretty creepy. All right, the sun is coming up. So I'm going to keep staring at this guy, and then I'm going to watch him vanish. Oh, there he went. All right, so it's definitely daytime, and the creakings are gone. Oh, the skeletons are not. All right, so it's looking pretty sunny out. I guess I can chance it, get down here, see if there's any more mobs hiding under these trees. And look at the sky. The sky right above me is like a weird gray color. All right, so one of these trees should have a creaking heart in it, and I think it was this one. Yeah, I am definitely going to take a bunch of materials from here. So that's just grass. That's just short grass. That's just regular grass. But that is a pale moss carpet. Interesting. We don't need a whole bunch of this because I believe that we can use regular ground to make more of it. Let's see. We want to grab some of that right there. Did I get it? Yes, the pale hanging moss. That's good. And then, I'm trying to remember. I think it was this tree that had the creaking heart in it. So I'm going to go ahead and chop down this tree. And hopefully I get... Well, actually, if I'm taking all the leaves, I'm probably not going to get any. All right. The saplings. I definitely am here for the saplings, and I believe we need at least 4 in order to grow one of these trees. So there, this, how do I get that? How do I get that resin off there? Okay, just using a silk touch pickaxe seems to work. That's pretty good. I think the creaking heart is in that tree. Because, yeah, I've almost chopped this one down, and it is not giving it up. Ah, there's some saplings. Good deal. Okay, and then we're going to chop down this one too. And there it is. That is what I'm looking for, right? Listen to that noise it's making. So I'm using a silk touch pickaxe because I don't know if my regular axe is going to take it out of there. I just want to be careful. And there you have it. We have the creaking heart. Oh, so even when you just break the wood, the resin still falls to the ground. And I'm using my Fortune 3 hoe to try to get some additional saplings out of these leaves. I'm looking for at least 4 before I go home so I can grow these myself. There we go. We got 4 pale oak saplings. Well, I'd say that that was about the safest trip one could have to a pale garden. I mean, it's certainly an interesting biome. I don't know if it's a fun place to live, and I doubt I'm going to build a house here. These pale oak trees grow extremely well in other biomes outside of the pale garden, producing a lot of wood. And now we should have all of the pale oak logs that I need in order to build the house. Probably more than enough. And I'm ready to get started. But now I think it's time we need to go check on our villager breeder, and we need to get some villagers into their cartographer house. It's just so easy to walk down my spiral stairs. Okay. 1. Oh, and it sounds like maybe there's some more. Oh, I need like another window down here so I can see the children. Yeah, but we definitely have 1 guy in here at least. And that is enough to get started. So we're going to run the rail like right over here. All right. So this is where our little custom trail is going to start. And we need to go out here a couple, and then we need to start going up. As I'm sure you're all aware, there's no better way to test a minecart rail than to test it yourself. All right, perfect. A trapdoor right there should confirm that the villager doesn't pop back out. All right, so now all we have to do is wait for dark. Okay, I think that's about close enough. Villagers everywhere should be longing for bed. Let's go over here and check and make sure we've still got our 2 villies here, and let's go ahead and send the first one off. It missed him completely. All right, that should send it straight up through there. Let's see if that works. There we go. Why is there a creeper over there? Oh my god. All right, that guy is on his way, and there's a kitty. Oh my goodness, why is there a kitty? Because of the villagers in here? Please don't let there be any more creepers over here. Why was there one there to start with? Yeah, he's not here. He's not downstairs. Where did he go? That's just crazy. Oh, somehow he got off and he took this bed. Okay, so I'll sleep. That's weird. How did he get off up there? Okay, he got all the way over here to the house. And instead of taking that bed, sitting right there, he goes all the way out and goes over to that bed. I mean, literally anything a villager can do to mess up your plans, they'll do. I think a couple of dirt blocks in front of the door should also prevent them from getting out. I'm going to take it that because the railing went by the bed before it went up there, that is the bed that the villagers saw first, so we can't have a bed there. All right, it's dark out again. Let's give this another try. All right, he's going. He's going. Should be going into the house. He should have taken or seen no other bed. And he's just standing there. There he goes. He took the bed. Excellent. So now we are ready to send another one. And here comes the second one. Pop. And what's he trying to do? He's trying to get out the windows. Great. Oh, but he found the bed. Okay, that is a successful night's work. All right, now let's go check on these guys and let's make sure that they went downstairs and they took their stations. Hey, there they are. Hey, station right there. Station? They're walking right past the stations. Maybe I should have kept him in the house. Like, literally, where is that guy even going? Man, villagers will just mess up any chance they get. This guy has no profession. He's just wandering around these high walls outside my castle. I suppose I could try the old-fashioned method of trying to get them into the house here by picking up the cartographer station and going and putting it next to them. Okay, now he's a cartographer, and your station is now over here, sir. There he is. Okay, what do we need? We need paper. Oh, that's pretty obvious. If he is indoors, if it is indeed noon, maybe we just block him in here? Good. Fantastic. So while they're both trapped in there, I am going to go inside the house and I'm going to trade paper with them to lock them in. Right, that's all it takes, really. We would like an empty map, of course, for the outside. Let's give this guy some more. How many do we need? 7? Okay. Let's trade with this guy. Yes, paper, please. And now we can buy an empty map. All right, so these two guys are now locked in as cartographers, so I don't really have any problem letting them out of the shop. They're free to roam and whatever else they like to do. And yeah, we can go out here and all we have to do is set an empty map right there and we know that it's a cartographer's shop. Well, some lessons were learned and I am ready now to go ahead and build the next house and run the ramp over to it and get some villagers into it. Alright, so now our fletching shop is all done, and I have had to leave these guys in here. It should be about noon. I mean, that's pretty straight up. I blocked these guys in here so that they would be sure to take their trades. Actually, I'll block them in again, and yeah, okay, so this guy's looking for sticks. Boy, he's looking for a lot of sticks. Okay, and this guy also, let's see what he's looking for. Okay, he actually wants emeralds for arrows. He sells flint. Okay, so yeah. So now these guys are both locked in as fletchers. These new paintings are really something. I mean, the two of them living here, it's like the two of them are here in the photo. That's just so cute. Okay, moving on. We are going to build the next shop next to it, and it is going to be a wool shop for shepherds. Welcome back. So, as you can see, I have added 2 more houses to our row of row houses. This one behind me right here is the wool shop, and inside we have several shepherds. There they are. They're coming down from bed, and they trade us various kinds of wool. Let me see if I can get past them and get up to their little apartment up here. Very nicely decorated. Very, very pink and purple, but I like it. You know, these guys are going to specialize in magenta and pink wool. Oh, this is kind of weird. Looks like I may have accidentally tripped that somehow. And right next to them, I have built a house for leather workers. The villagers are starting to summon iron golems, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. So now I am going to build a couple more row houses on this side. As you can see, this is the end of this row of row houses, and we'll build 2 more over here, but in a different style. These are going to be sideways. This right here, this little overhang, this is called jetting, and this is a feature that is prominent in row houses. Row houses, of course, being built in Europe in the 16th century, and jetting also being very prominently done with architecture in the 16th century, just to give the upper level of a house a little bit more room than the lower level. We'll do the same thing with these row houses, but the jetting will be on the side. And then we need to do a bunch of texturing on the ground here. You probably noticed I started some, but we're definitely going to mix in some mossy cobblestone and some grass blocks. And we're going to do a little bit more damage to it, kind of like what you see up here. All right, so I am going to finish up this entire area and then come back. All right, and here we go. The final two builds in our town square are all ready. Sideways, like I said, this is the butcher shop. And so around noon, you should see the butchers here all congregated around these smokers under this giant brick hood with a chimney that goes out the top. Of course, I included standard elements from the default butcher shop, like this big butcher block. And then upstairs here, we have their little compartment. This is a new painting. I have no idea what this painting is supposed to represent. I don't understand. I don't even understand what that's supposed to be in the corner. That's just completely bizarre. And next door to them here, we have the fishmonger, as you can see, clearly labeled. So this is a bunch of fishermen, and we have in here a deep slate fireplace. I left it open right here, so as if the fish could be cooked right there. And just like the default fishing house in villages, we have a little pond in here where they can keep the fish alive and fresh until they're ready to be sold. Upstairs here, we have their little apartment area, and this is nice. This turned out really good. I like this crossbeam too, which I used to hang a lantern from. This works out really well, especially this sideways layout. I mean, it works out really well when you have three villagers all living in one house. I'd say the main problem with having three, or even really two or more villagers living into a house, is that they never close the door. And then over here in the center, as you can see, I created this attraction. It's like a fountain with running water, and then there's a bell here. So late in the afternoon, after the villagers are done working, they'll all congregate here and climb around on this mountain and on this fountain, and it extends down here into a little stairwell that goes down beside the building, and we've got stone walls surrounding all of this. And then I regrew all the forest that I chopped down in the first episode of my Let's Play series in Season 3. So this part of the path goes over to the mining area, and then this part of the path continues through the forest and down over here to the farming area. And that's it. My entire spawn point area is now complete. So now it's time today for our user question, and the one that I am asked the most, well, I should say second most, is what mod is it that you are using to raise all your walls in your tutorial videos? And the answer is the Axiom mod. Axiom is a complex mod that could probably use a tutorial of its own, but what you see here is that there is an extra tool out to the side of the standard toolbar. And if you hold Alt, you get a bunch of various options here. Setup symmetry, I'm not really sure about, but erase basically allows you to select a box full of blocks, and then if you hit delete, they will go away. Of course, with every action that you take with the mod, you can hit Control Z to undo it. You're seeing a little bit of zoom when I do that because I also have another mod installed for Freecam, and the zoom of that mod is what's causing that. So the thing that I use to raise the walls at once is the extrude tool. I'm holding the Alt button and I'm just kind of rolling my wheel up and down to select the tool. So as you can see, like if you left click, you will shrink the area, which I just did like that. And if we hit Z, it's back. And if you right click on it, it expands. And so that is what I am using to expand my walls as high as I need in my tutorial videos. If you move the cursor over to an empty slot and you hit Alt, then you get a bunch of extra actions available. As you can see, apparently I'm not using the new version. And so there's a little update about the latest update being available. There's all kind of options here for changing your mode very quickly. And there's other tools like infinite reach. So some of you, of course, have noticed that sometimes I put a block on the ground hundreds of blocks away. And here's how that's done. See, I just put that block way out there. So that in a nutshell is what I use Axiom for. It has a lot more uses, and there are already some great tutorials on the internet about using Axiom. I am probably not going to do a tutorial about Axiom because I don't really do a lot of videos relating to mod coverage. I just kind of use mods as I need to in my own videos to accomplish my goals. So my spawn point is now complete. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Tune in next time. Next on this series, we are going to strike out and find a new spot in this world to build a complete castle using all of the builds that I created in my recent historical tutorials. Thanks for watching and have a great day.